habits going. I find that keeping the smaller habits and rhythms going are more important than the big ones because the big ones can be broken into smaller habits and smaller routines if need be. But if you let go of those small habits and those small routines, that's what throws everything off. So just remember. Welcome back to the Whole Topic podcast. If you are new here or you are here and have been here before and haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and like it as well because this will help push us out to more people. So let's talk about today's topic, how to balance it all in life's busy season. Or is that even possible? So if anybody ever tells you it is possible to do it all, to balance every single dish that they are carting around, that's a myth. So because I post regularly on Instagram, I'm generally sharing about what's going on in my day, what we're getting done, what we're accomplishing. And I definitely am one of those people that likes to just move on and share whatever's going on in my day. Well, that can lead to the illusion that I can handle every single task, every single thing in life and never have to set a dish down. So if you have lived with the myth inside your head that some people can do it all and you can't, please today take that myth out and we will talk about a couple things to help you balance the most important things because I think that's what it's about. And each of us decide what that is in our minds or what we see in the day. Because like us moms see a lot of things going on in the day, which makes us make decisions of what is most important that day to get done. So you have to know your season. Let's start with that. You have to know your season. Like we're in a season of life right now where we have chosen to live off grid for part of the time, and it's been longer than we thought it was going to be, and to build a house. And while the house build has been kind of slow at this point due to some issues that we've had along the way, it's going to be beautiful when it's done, but it's definitely been a season where I have to take laundry, not like five to nine loads of laundry, depending on the week, every week to the laundromat. We have to wash our dishes at a cabin up the road. We take our showers at a cabin up the road. So everything is just so spread out. And we cook in the hunter's cabin here. So this is a season where I know for a fact that if I want to stay sane and I don't want my kids to, go crazy, I have to choose what's most important to helping us thrive in a way that's still going to bring peace to the home for the kids. So choose what is most important to you in this season that you're in. I also have she just turned a year old. And so she plays a lot into that, like how the day goes. Now, I will say having 7 kids, waiting 6 years or 5 years to have our last one, there is definitely a difference with her because she has like so many kids that absolutely adore her. Like I'm going to say she's like the favorite toy in our home. Everyone loves her. So if the kids can, they'll take turns watching her for me. So if I'm really busy and can't watch her, there's how many of us? Like there's how many of us that could pass her around? She never has a dull moment. And then she sleeps, like she'll sleep for her morning nap, it's an hour. For her afternoon nap, it's about 2.5 hours usually. So she sleeps in there too. But this is a season where I have to think about her naps. I have to think about all things baby because if she needs something, generally she's going to get my attention, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She's going to get my attention because that's the season I'm in. So, remember you can't do it all. I just want to very much like highlight that. You can't do it all. So even week by week, I determine if something isn't going to get my attention because it is not in my top 3, which if you listen to the episode a couple before this, you would know that in my creations of my lists for the day, I pick a top three. So sometimes week by week, the priorities are going to change just because I might have co-op that week, or I might have to drive to go get another car with my husband, like we're going to be doing this week. I don't know. It could be anything. Like we've driven to go get a couch 2 hours because we live in the middle of nowhere, and that's awesome. But I just don't know. I always have to like be ready on the fly to just change my plans. Um, and I'm not going to die. I'm just going to pick right back up tomorrow and try to keep those small rhythms and those small habits going all the time, so that if something does happen, there's still that security of, hey, like that's okay that this didn't happen today. We're just going to keep going, come back to it tomorrow, and we'll pick up where we left off. Because I think sometimes we overthink it, and we don't do something correct for like one or two times. We're like, oh my gosh, we're failures. We're never going to be able to be doing this. But it's really just about getting back up and continuously keeping those smaller habits going. I find that keeping the smaller habits and rhythms going are more important than the big ones, because the big ones can be broken into smaller habits and smaller routines if need be. But if you let go of those small habits and those small routines, that's what throws everything off. So just remember, you won't balance everything in life. I have never been able to balance everything in life. I just know that every week, even sometimes daily, I am going to look at my family. I'm going to, because I spend time with my family every day. I spend tea time with my kids every day. I try to read how the family is doing, and a lot of times our weeks will be based off of the needs for that week, not necessarily just because I decided it had to get done. So another thing is no one can do it all. I do want to read this because this is something I wrote down as I was taking notes for this podcast. No one can do it all and do it well. I think the thing I like to think about is keeping those in my home thriving rather than thriving by doing every single thing under the sun and bulldozing past all my family's emotions, while in the process of getting my checklist done. So because I am a checklist and I am like an all-in kind of person. So I could have a tendency, if I'm not careful, to just bulldoze everybody and say, hey, this has to get done. There's no if, ands, or buts. We're going to do this. But over the years, I've realized that sometimes I just got to see, is it this week that maybe they need me to attend to their heart a little more than I have been, or like I try to think of all of those things, because I found that if I keep the kids in a place where they always feel like they're getting the attention they need and the care they need from me, and they actually see that I value them, or see that their concerns or frustrations are getting handled, I can go for 2 to 3 weeks without having any issues, as far as like everyone's just in their rhythm. We're just doing our thing. We know what we're doing. And that, just remember, it's about the heart of the home, rather than everything being all that in a bag of chips. So, lastly, but not least, pray each week and just be at peace with what you know is most important in your home to get done or not. As homemakers, there's a billion things we can choose to do. And I do know, even I had the tendency to wish I could do it all, but I also know that God knows what is best for my home, and He's given me 24 hours a day. So I try to use a certain amount of that time to do what I can. And I just know I'll come back and revisit it the next day. So give yourself grace, and know that some days you're just going to have to set some of the dishes down. That's okay. Don't try to carry them all. It will stress you out. It will stress your loved ones out. So I can't say this enough. Small habits, rhythms, and routines are your friends. So get those in place for yourself. And as I do more podcasts on different things, I want to explore that more. And I would love to share my experience and train other homemakers that it is possible to not feel like you've fallen way off the bandwagon. And I definitely can say that in this season of life, because I'm literally living in 3 different places right now. So thanks for coming. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you next week.